Fact of the day. Today there is no fun fact because in South Africa we are commemorating something that happened in our past, which was a very, very dark day for many, many people. Today we are commemorating Youth Day. In the rest of the world, it is known as the Day of the African Child. So what is the 16th of June all about? It is about the Soweto Uprising. Now you can find this information on the internet, so I will just read it for you. The Soweto Uprising, also known as the Soweto Riots, was a series of demonstrations and protests led by black school children in South Africa during apartheid that began on the morning of the 16th of June 1976. So the location was in Soweto, South Africa. The date, the 16th to the 18th of June 1976. Deaths, a minimum of 176, with some estimates ranging up to 700. Injured, 1,000 plus. Victims, students meaning school children. Assailants, the South African police, which then means the South African apartheid government. Students from various schools began to protest in the streets of the Soweto township in response to the introduction of Afrikaans, considered by many blacks as the language of the oppressor, as the medium of instruction in black schools. It is estimated that 20,000 students took part in the protests. They were met with fierce police brutality and many were shot and killed. The number of pupils killed in the uprising is usually estimated at 176, but some sources estimate as many as 700 fatalities. The riots were a key moment in the fight against apartheid, as it sparked renewed opposition against apartheid in South Africa, both domestically and internationally. In remembrance of these events, 16th June is a public holiday in South Africa named Youth Day, and internationally 16th June is known as the Day of the African Child. So in the media, if you want to go and find out more about this uprising, images of the riots spread all over the world and shocked millions. The photographer of Hector Peterson's dead body, Hector Peterson is one of the many children who died that day. And there was a specific picture that the photojournalist captured. So this photojournalist, Sam Nzima, captured the photo. And this photo caused outrage and brought down international condemnation on the apartheid government. The Soweto riots were depicted in the 1987 film by the director Richard Attenborough, and the film is called Cry Freedom. And in the 1992 musical film Sarafina, which features Whoopi Goldberg, and the musical production of the same name by Mbungeni Ngema. And the riots also inspired the novel A Dry White Season by Andre Brink and a 1989 movie of the same title, A Dry White Season. The uprising also featured in the 2003 film Stander about the notorious bank robber and former police captain Andre Stander. The lyrics of the song Soweto Blues by Yourh Masekela and Miriam Makeba describe the Soweto uprising and the children's part in it. Now, for me and many of my friends, the 16th of June 1976 was a pivotal moment in our lives because most of us that time, we were between 10 and 15. I was 13 years old, and I remember us all gathering because we were at a Bible study class, and we all gathered around the radio and listened as the events were unfolding. And the evening, it was in the newspapers, and we were all reading, and we were all in shock. Because, being students and school children ourselves. And I know in my life and a few of my friends, not all, a few of us, it is there where it sparked our activism and our awareness that we cannot just sit back and do absolutely nothing about our lives, our country, and our future. And then from then onwards, everything that I myself, what I did was with that in mind, that the country has to change. And this is why I joined like Shoko as a youth leader, and Fitsco, and then also aligned myself with people who were in the UDF, and who I could learn from and get information from. And I tried to do my bit as an activist that time to highlight what was going on, because I was fortunate that I was in the position where I could travel, and also that I could, as a youth leader, impart what I know about what was going on in the country, as I am doing now. Okay, so it's very similar to what I'm doing now, highlighting things that are happening, just putting it out there, and then people can do with it what they want. Okay, but yes, it was a very dark time for us, and that is why a lot of non-white people, like I am Afrikaans speaker, it's my mother tongue, but I know, like I've mentioned many times before, that is why a lot of my friends do not speak Afrikaans anymore, because it will always be associated with oppression, inequality, murder, suffering. Okay, so today is a day that we have to remember what happened. We have to remember why it happened. We have to commemorate those who sacrificed their lives so that the majority of us can be free today in our own country, where we are recognized as equal citizens, where we have a voice in our politics and in our economy and just in our country in general. Now, are we in a perfect place in our country? Definitely not. But another thing we must remember, we are 31 years into democracy. 31 years is not a very long time. So it's only natural that people like us, who were kept out of it for so long, and then suddenly we got thrusted into it like overnight. It's a learning process. And obviously mistakes are going to be made along the journey. But it is now time that we pull ourselves together and really get our country on the right track, so that those who sacrificed their lives did not do so in vain. We owe it to them and their legacy to get the country sorted out and to realize the life that we want for our people and for our country. So, to the youth, this is your day. It's your future. South Africa is in your hands.